Good morning. Well, let's go see. Last night we weighed this in and it was 5915, I think. So let's go see if it's lost a lot of weight last night. 5850, 958559, 5. So half an ounce. Can we write that off to evaporation? One of the things about working on old vehicles that are a year younger than you and working on them with absolutely no knowledge whatsoever is that you get to try absurd things. So my single subscriber knows that the heater hose blew out. So I've now connected the old heater hose with a T. Turns out there might have been a radiator flushing connection down there, so I put a flexible hose on it here, a female to female connector because I didn't know it was male to male that I needed, a valve, a shutoff valve. I've opened up the radiator cap. I'm going to have my wife turn the hose on gently and see where the leaks are. The cooling system absorbed over a quart of, let me rephrase that, over a gallon of coolant, and maybe half that spilled out when the hose blew, but not nearly as much as I think I put into the machine. So the question it becomes, where's all the coolant? And maybe the entire system was dry, and now the engine has a great deal of coolant in it, or some, but the radiator has nothing. So what I'm hoping is that by turning this hose on, I'll create some pressure in the cooling system. It won't blow out the hoses, and it'll force fluid up out of the radiator, overflow into this drip tray somewhere nearby. And with the shutoff valve, if it works, which it should, I should be able to kill that flow at any time. That's the theory. We're about to find out. And then if it works that way, as the first test, then I'm going to run the engine and hope to see what happens with the coolant. Hi, Chewy. That's a good girl. Waiting to see what will happen here, huh? Okay, my lovely assistant is prepped and ready. Okay. I think I'm going to have to get a water diverter off of this. Water's going somewhere. But where? Here it comes. And sometimes when you buy fixtures and fittings and tools, you have no idea when they might come in handy. Okay, well, let's go see what happens now. We have ourselves a little bit of a system. Yes, we do. I think we'll do it. Whoa, that one worked. Radiator cap is back on. Radiator fitting is open. Lefty-loosey, you would think, but it's actually left-hand thread. We turn this on. A little bit of pressure into the system. And for the first time in a long time, okay, we've got a radiator leak. No. Where's that coming from? That's not good. It's an overflow. It's the overflow vent from the rad system. Yeah, that's open for sure. This was not. This was not maintaining any. Sealing. And look at that. Just like that. Fluid coming out. All right, well, let's put a little pressure in. Just like a little boy peeing. Well, I'm happy with that result. It's still filthy dirty in the cooling system. So I think I'm going to just keep flushing. Right, well, what we're going to try and do now is start the engine. First time in 3 or 4 or 5 days since the hose blew up in any case. And see what happens with the cooling system, and if the liquid that comes out of the radiator after I've run the engine for a minute or 2 or 5 or 30 seconds comes back to being coolant yellow or coolant green. Not on the hose, it's not on the hose, it's on the belts, Jeremy. That doesn't make any sense. Well, in the continuing saga of what could possibly go wrong, got a fire extinguisher out there. Key is on 2 clicks. Power to the system. I guess I'm gonna have to come over here so I can get at the throttle. But that worked nicely. Well, I keep having small problems. The storage on the camera here seems to be malfunctioning, and there's a clickety bang noise in the engine that wasn't there before. But here we go. Wasn't making that noise for the first 5 or 6 engine starts. Nice not having the side window. Okay. Pretty much everything is covered with crap like that. Well, grateful that I had all the bits and pieces. I'm glad that my little system worked. Just relieving the pressure on it right now. And it's disassembly time. And on to the next task. I think I'm going to leave this little system of hoses connected up. Might shorten them up a bit so that they would fit inside the engine compartment if I needed it. But that's going to be a long time in the future, so not to worry about it. Anyway, that's the morning's work. We'll go back and see who got elected president.